I've been on a weight loss journey over the past 1.5 months. I've gone from medium weight to slim and athletic. I lost 6 kilos in the quickest possible time while maintaining the maximum amount of muscle. But it wasn't all as straightforward and easy as it might seem. So today I want to show you exactly what I did to achieve these results. I will first tell you how I achieved this with 3 easy to understand steps that you can implement today. Then I will show you my week by week progress to demonstrate how well this worked. So let's go. This was me at the beginning of the journey. As you can see, I was never really fat, but I also wasn't at my peak performance. You see, these pictures were taken in May of this year, only 2 months ago. You have to understand that I'm a huge entrepreneurial guy who is very focused on work. And it's hard to admit, but I had physically let myself go a little bit. I was still hitting the gym, but there was no clear end goal. Did I want to build muscle? Did I want to lose weight? I remember doing this COFS analysis. They tell you using quantifiable metrics, things that you can do to improve yourself. And it was when I was taking the pictures for the report that I noticed the huge amount of fat that was accumulating around my face, especially in my cheeks and around my double chin. It depends on each person's genetic, but in my case, when I start to gain weight, it accumulates massively on my face. Here's a before and after picture to illustrate the point. In the before picture, which was taken 6 years ago, I was the slimmest I've ever been. The after picture was taken this year. You can see it makes me massively less attractive. So it was then and there that I decided to give myself a goal: lose weight. And to do that, I had to implement 3 changes to help me achieve this goal, which I'm going to explain here. Number 1, tracking the calories going into my body. This is probably the most obvious point, but it's also, in my opinion, the one where most people make mistakes. So I'm going to start here. First of all of us are different. We have different heights, different weights, and different ages. These 3 things are important to know your basal metabolic rate, or BMR for short. BMR is important because it tells you how many calories your body burns if it does nothing except exist. You see, even if I were theoretically just laying in my bed for 24 hours doing nothing, my body would still be consuming calories, since it needs energy to sustain things like organs, the brain, etc. In my case, my BMR was 1,800 calories. The cool part is that it is very easy to find out what your BMR is. You just need to ask ChatGPT. I will leave you a text in the description that you can paste into ChatGPT to find out your BMR. So once I figured out my BMR, I knew this was the amount of calories I would consume every day. No more, no less. That way, even if I was only walking around all day, I would be in a caloric deficit since I was not surpassing my basal metabolic rate. But how do you track the calories? Well, it's very easy. There are 3 apps on your phone that can do that. I personally use MyFitnessPal. I told the app I wanted to consume 1,800 calories a day. If I'm preparing a meal at home, I open the app, scan the barcode on the product label, and it tells me exactly how many calories the product has. Pretty neat. That way you are not just guessing, you are objectively measuring how many calories go into your body. And this is important because some foods may be small, like a 50 grams Snickers bar, but they may contain the same calories as almost 1 kilogram of broccoli. That's insane. And most of us don't even think about it. By the way, don't try to go below your BMR. If you consume less than that, you are going to be craving food all day. Trust me, I've tried. I also don't feel dizzy or anything like that with my 1,800 calories a day. I have lots of energy to do my daily tasks and even go to the gym. I feel completely normal, which is important. Step number 2, Track the calories going out of your body. We have talked about the calories going in, but what about what your body is consuming day to day? Well, you also have control over that. We have talked about the basal metabolic rate. That's like free calories your body is gifting you for doing nothing. Great. But then there are, of course, things that you can do to further increase your calories expenditure. For example, going to the gym. For an average person, one moderate weight training session can burn anywhere between 300 and 450 calories. That one is obvious, but what if you don't like going to the gym too much? Well, there's another option which is actually free. Going for a walk. I live in the beautiful city of Vienna, so this is not a problem for me. I can happily go for a 1 to 1.5 hour walk around the city, clear my head and enjoy the beautiful city's architecture. In the meantime, I burn 350 to 400 calories. Walks are great because, unlike the gym, they don't leave you craving for food afterwards. It's a low-key way to burn calories without going through a lot of hunger. In general, there are many ways to burn calories, but my personal goal was to burn, on top of my existing BMR, 400 to 600 extra calories a day. It depends on how fast you want to achieve this goal, but you can adjust it accordingly. Step number 3. Measure your progress. If you implement step 1 and step 2, you are surely and steadily going to lose weight. But it is important to track your progress nonetheless, since you will not notice a change from one day to the next. And if you measure your progress and see the results, it will motivate you to continue. There are 2 ways I like to measure progress. First, with a scale. Every morning, the first thing I do is go pee. And after that, I step on the scale and see how much I weigh. It is important to do it every morning at the same time before having breakfast, because you need to have the same conditions you had last time you weighed it yourself. Write the progress down in a little notebook like this one. Otherwise, you will forget how much you weighed each week. Second, take pictures. I like to take a picture of myself once a week, which are the ones we are going to look in a minute. They give you much more visual feedback and they can be the biggest motivator of them all. Plus, they are the ones you can show to all of your friends and post on social media if that's your thing. Okay, let's cut to the chase and see the week-by-week results. I started this journey on the 6th of May, weighing 70.08 kilos. This is a picture of me. As you can see, there was lots of fat around the belly. My face looked swollen, which was not ideal. The next picture is 3 weeks later, on the 1st of June. Here I weighed 65.65 kilos. You can start to see the changes, especially in the abs area. They are not visible there yet, but you can start seeing the lines. Here's one from the side. There is a substantial reduction in belly fat. The last picture is from today, 10 days later. 64.85 kilos. Huge difference compared to the beginning, also when viewed from the side. I lost exactly 5.23 kilos in 42 days, which is not bad. Now, as for the future, I will continue the diet and regimen. I believe I can achieve good abs by the time I go to the beach this year. But I need to be careful because I'm starting to see some muscle loss in my shoulders as well. So I will try to hit the gym more often and continue eating as much protein as possible. Let me know in the comments if you are or would like to be on such a weight loss regimen. See you next time.